Up Nick and Max. Nick and Max, come on down. They look like 2/5 of a boy band, for Christ's sake, Jeff. How you going? Bringing sexy back, get it? Yeah, Jimmy's hooking you guys up with some nice walking music there. I'm gonna get him to play that Saturday Night Fever song for me sometime. I'd look good doing that. Nah, we'll talk later. Maybe, which one's Nick and which one's Max?
I'm Nick.
You're Nick and you're Max. How you guys doing?
Good.
We're just meeting for the first time, if you can't tell. You guys are young. Wow, what did you bring to the show?
I brought a 1977 XS 750.
XS 750 Triple. I saw that sitting out there. That's a nice bike.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
How many bikes have you built? Is this?
This is the first time I've ever entered a bike in a show.
Okay.
So it's a new experience for me. But I have built probably, I'd say, about 10 to 15 bikes.
All right. So you're getting some skills under your belt there. How did you get into it? What made you decide you wanted to build motorcycles?
I used to race karts, actually, shifter karts back in the day when I was younger, growing up. I always had a knack for tuning and wanted to build something of my own. And I wasn't really into cars. I thought that was a little bit too much to undertake. And I started building motorcycles and just absolutely fell in love with it. Everything from there is history.
Yeah, all right. So what was the first bike you ever rode?
Was actually the first bike I ever rode was the first bike I ever built, which was a 1982 Yamaha XV750 Virago.
If I'd have coughed in this microphone, you all would have left. A Virago.
Yeah.
All right. I had an XS 650?
750.
750 Virago. I had a 650 Virago. Man, those are hard to customize.
No, yeah. So we do a complete transformation with them. We do a Gixxer fork swap. So that's kind of like what I love to do. Is I like to put the performance street bike front forks on these old vintage bikes. I think it gives them a really cool look. Gives them a little bit more, braking technology.
Sport bike them up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of sport bike, cafe racer hybrids kind of stuff.
So we get rid of the whole, really long front end, and we put the Takiko brakes on. We do the whole front end, and we actually lift the tank, and we do a solo pan seat, the Biltwell solo pan seat. So we make them look completely different.
All right, you got a whole plan going.
Yeah.
Now, are you doing this full time or is this still part time?
I just recently made the transition in 2015 to do it full time. So,
oh wow, that's scary business, huh? What were you doing before that?
I was actually working at a local company called Local Motors down here in Chandler, and I was actually on the marketing team. So just the regular 9 to 5, Photoshop, film, and I'd come home at 7 o'clock at night and just go straight to the garage and work till midnight, 1 o'clock, and then wake up and do it again. So
wow, all right, that's commitment, man. There's nothing easy. This is not for sissies, man. This is not an industry for sissies.
Absolutely.
Now, tell me, how did you get into building bikes? What is this? What have you got here for us?
I brought a 1981 Honda CM400. It was a B model, started as the custom, the big pullback bars and low, comfy seat, and just kind of real similar style as what Nick does, but just full down frame tear down and everything. Did a trellis style subframe on it, monoshock conversion.
Nice.
Just trying to be a little bit different than everybody else. Just we like them rough and dirty looking. You know, if I could have brought it here with mud all over it, I would have.
You would have, man. I tell you what, that harkens back. I don't know if you guys know this guy, Pat Patterson. He's from Lead Sled Customs. He predominantly builds with a Sportster base. We pick on Pat all the time. He's got a bike in the Progressive parlor up there. He brings these bikes to shows and they're covered in mud. And I'm like, why are they covered in mud? He said, well, we rode them. Yeah, we ride them. We didn't have time to wash them. Like, well, you could hire somebody to wash them. But that's now. Was this, how many bikes? I mean, have you been doing this for a while?
No, I'm pretty new to the game. Actually just quit my full-time job about 3 weeks ago, and I said, I'm doing it. My wife is real supportive too, so she kind of keeps the bank flowing while I'm following my dream, which I couldn't ask for more of, but
it's always good to have a sugar mama.
It does.
I think that might be the key to actually being a successful motorcycle builder is to have a sugar mama. I have one of those as well. She just went to lay by the pool. Back at the hotel, and so if it wasn't for her, I'd be flipping burger. I don't know what I'd be doing.
Yeah, it was same thing. I was working 50, 60 hours a week. Actually, at a dealership here locally, but every day just felt the same. There was no change. There was nothing really different about what I was doing. I'd go to work, clock in, look at the same screen, look at the same parts fitches and things like that. And
sounds Riveting.
It was very exciting work, but it just wasn't for me anymore. And so, similar thing, I'd come home and just put another couple hours in the garage, and I just couldn't stop, you know, just kept going and going and going, and had a serious talk with myself and my wife, and it was just like, you know what, let's try it. I don't want to be 5 years down the road and not, you know, sitting in the same stool, not knowing if it would have worked, but.
You mean like me?
Like you.
Yeah, wow. This is more than 5 years down the road, though, by the way, I have a feeling. Now, what's the name of your shop?
Droog Moto Concepts.
Droog.
Yeah, it's my last name.
Droog.
So, easy publicity.
Yeah, that's easy. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Not like, I just had my buddy up here at Ryan. Did you hear that? Kid Blast 77 on Instagram. I'm like, what the? Ryan Gore on Facebook. You gotta, Droog. It's just easy, man. Just make it easy. At least use your company name. God, you gotta coach that old man up a little bit, man. Now, what's the name of your company?
My company's named Roast Moto, and Facebook is Roast Moto, and Instagram's Roast Moto. So.
See a theme here? There's a theme here, Kid Blast 77. Oh my God. So yeah. Now, do you guys, what's your favorite part of the bike building process? Is it the sheet metal work? Do you get more into kind of the design phase? What about you?
For me, it started off as the design phase. Like, I really liked conceptualizing what I was going to do before I actually did it. But recently, I've really gotten into TIG welding, and exhausts are where I really want to focus on. I love just being under the hood and being by myself and TIG welding, and so that's kind of what I've recently enjoyed the most out of building. But I mean, obviously, I still love every bit of it.
Yeah.
But you know, that's kind of where I'm leaning towards.
So you're leaning towards the exhaust, cleaning up that area.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
typically, like we had a guy up here earlier, Louis, and Louis starts with a front wheel. He builds some of the big baggers. He starts with a front wheel, and he gets his whole vibe for the rest of the month. He buys the bike to fit the wheel, not the other way around. So typically, you'll focus on a part of a bike. I mean, that's pretty common.
Usually that's kind of what I do too. When I get a bike in, I just kind of visually immediately just think about how I want to route the exhaust and how I'm going to build them. So that's kind of tells me where I'm drawn to immediately.
How about that? Now, what about you? Is that, I mean, what's your favorite part of the?
Mine's probably more of the handmade stuff. A lot of the parts on our bikes are just raw metal that's just clear coated. And my favorite part is just standing at the grinder, bench grinder, whatever, and just seeing it come to shape, you know. I don't mean to say it in bad terms or anything, I could open a book all day and bolt some stuff on, but to me it's really about being one with the build, knowing where that part came from, how it was made, how it was industrialized and everything. That's what gets me going. I think every part of the build is fun, just seeing how your subframe works with your front. You know, it's two totally different parts of the bike, but, you know, you keep the lines flowing and stuff. It's just all of it.
I like sparks.
Sparks are fun.
Sparks are fun. My dog, I got a shop dog, Diesel the shop foreman is his thing, and he eats the sparks. I don't know what he does with them, but he eats the sparks. They never hit the floor. I'm like,
where do they go?
I don't know. I have a feeling where I know where they're going. Eventually, he's probably just going to fall over and die, and I'm going to get arrested. But he likes eating sparks. I don't know. But I don't even like using a metal shear if I can cut it because I can make sparks. I just like the sparks. I think I build motorcycles because I like sparks. Maybe I could have gone into fireworks.
So is that?
No. I'm thinking, no, I don't waste my time with that. Now, what is next for you guys? I mean, is this your first bike in a show?
Yeah, first bike in a show.
For both of you, first bike, that's a big deal.
First bike in a show. I'd like to get a lot into more. There's a lot more shows outside of Arizona, you know, Oregon, Utah. There's shows all over the place. The next year for me, I just want to establish my name, establish the builds, our credibility, what we have, what we're making. And just show people, too, that, you know, even though it's a single-man operation, build some badass bikes.
Well, and for what you guys are building, honestly, I don't know, you know, you guys are probably smarter than I am, and Jeff Nager, who does the Ultimate Builder Show, might have some input. Your guys' stuff would kill on the East Coast. You really, I was looking at your bikes out there. You guys kind of have a New York City kind of vibe with your bikes. And which is unusual for out here because everybody, you know, it's particularly here in Arizona, man. This is big wheel central, man.
Yeah, and a lot of the bikes that I think Nick and our companies relate in a way. I mean, we're rivals more or less because we're in the same state, same city, more or less. But it's a go anywhere, do anything type of bike. I mean, I could ride my bike through the desert, and then I could ride it back home to Missouri, where I'm from originally, if I wanted to. And it's go anywhere, and you know. what it's about, really, not just sitting in a garage collecting dust.
And so, again, if somebody wants to get up with you, because this is going up and 20,000 people are going to see this. So
my Instagram is at Droog Concepts, and website is www.droogmotoconcepts.com. Okay. And so, yeah, Instagram and website's got email on there for anything you guys need.
All right. And again, how do they contact you?
Our Facebook is Roast Moto, ROASTMOTO, and our website is roastmoto.com.
roastmoto.com. Well, Nick and Max, I tell you what, man, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Two young guys getting involved in the custom motorcycle industry coming up. It shows that our industry is alive and healthy. So give it up, Nick and Max, and encourage them. Go see their bikes down here and give them some love, because we want to make sure that you guys are around for a long time.
Yeah,
Look forward to seeing you guys on the stage maybe later this weekend.